Hi, everybody. I wanted to talk about something, a personal journey that I've been going through the last, I would guess, 15, maybe 20 years. It's something to do with my health. I have Hashimoto's disease. It's a thyroid condition. Now, I don't know all the facts about Hashimoto's, but I'm taking notes as I go, and um, thought I would do a video just to talk about my personal struggles with it, and tell you about some of the symptoms I've been having. Okay. And I was debating on sharing this, but I figured, well, why not? There's not a lot of videos on YouTube about what women go through with Hashimoto's thyroid condition. So forgive me if I'm mispronouncing things. My pronunciation is a bit lacking because I'm dyslexic, so bear with me and don't correct me on that because I am aware of when I do mispronounce things. And I'm not ignorant, as people may think, or retarded or what have you, but that's whatever. Anyway, I'm 53 years old, and I've been going through something off and on throughout my life, and it's really changing the quality of my life. Let me start when I believe this started. I started having puffiness in my face, and let me show you my face. My face, I don't know if you can see it, but where you have the smile lines right through here, my face looks like a pumpkin. It is like a moon face, or I call it a pumpkin face because my face is so swollen. I don't know if you can see it without my glasses. I can't see real well without my glasses, and right now I've got my reading glasses on. But I want to tell you about my struggle. Um, Hashimoto's disease in the older woman, which I'm menopausal, so yay, right? I have been going through off and on for quite a while since I was 36 health problems. Didn't understand why. I got up to a size 18, gaining unexplained weight, and of course, I'm not pregnant, so let's rule that out, right? That boat has sailed. And I've been experiencing skin problems. My hair is thinning, and it started thinning even when I was 36 and these problems. Now, I had a real good endocrinologist. I can't say it, but y'all know what I'm trying to say, and you can most definitely put the word I'm trying to say. I have a problem pronouncing endocrinologist. Anyway, a doctor that specializes in internal medicine, thyroid issues, things like this. What is Hashimoto's disease? It is where your body makes antibodies against your body, and your body attacks itself. Now, this is what I'm understanding, so if I'm not giving the correct definition, forgive me, but I'm letting you know what I understand about the disease. So I started having problems going back to when I was about 36. I don't know what triggered it. Well, actually, shortly after the birth of my daughter. I was about 28 when I had my daughter. So let's back up a little bit and give you a little bit of what's going on and how things are changing with the symptoms. I've always suffered with depression. I had a real traumatic childhood and an abusive marriage to my first ex of 20 years. So the stress factor was there. So I don't know if stress has really triggered this or how this actually begins. So I'm giving you the information that I have, and I know it's a bit sketchy, but my doctors in Florida, when I lived in Florida, they were doing the radiation iodine test, if I'm saying this correctly, because I had blossomed at 36. Well, let's go back, probably 34, up to a size 18. And I just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And everybody, family can be so cruel when a woman gains weight. And I've I've always struggled with my weight issues, and possibly this thyroid issue has always been an underlying problem. Because my mother has had, she's deceased now, and she had thyroid problems. Thyroid problems were with some of the ladies in my family. And, you know, some people just look at you on the outside because you're what the medical profession would say, that you're morbidly obese. So I'm morbidly obese because I weigh, and I'm going to say it. So no hate comments, no trash comments, because they certainly will be deleted. Write with respect if you need to make a comment, but I'm being brutally honest about something that is so serious that whether you're a man or woman, and especially a woman in her 50s that is pre-menopausal, perimenopausal, menopausal period, or whatever your age is, take your health seriously, because this is a serious thing. I think it can be corrected because it was corrected before. They put me on Synthroid. Now, this was back when I was in my middle 30s. And the Synthroid seemed to really help. They had to adjust my medication. It took over, I would say, 2 years for them to really get the medicine dialed in. They'll start you at probably 25 micrograms if that's what they put you on. And there's different medications. I'm on now the generic Lethro, I can't even pronounce it, but anyway, it starts with a L. I'm sorry, guys. Don't make fun of me for that. If you do, I don't care. But anyway, getting on to it, it's a very serious problem, health problem. And some of the things that I have experienced is weight gain for no reason. I mean, I'm eating healthy, and the first thing doctors will say, of course, you need to lose weight. Of course, you think, and and I'm always sensitive about my weight, which most women are. Okay, let's just be honest. Most women are very sensitive about their weight. So anyway, they'll say, you need to do this. You need to eat a low-fat diet. See, I've had my gallbladder out, so I have to be very careful what I eat, because if I eat anything greasy, KFC, I have to be careful eating that. Sometimes I can really tolerate it, but I have to be very uber careful. So if anybody knows how to watch the diet, I do. And I've been on plenty of diets to lose weight. Just couldn't lose weight. I got a job. I was working at Kroger's, and I kid you not, my hair would be drenched with sweat, and I would be soaked and wet from the hot flashes, and plus just working in general, And yeah, the place was air conditioned, but at the same time, and you can't tell sometimes when you're actually sick or is it a hot flash. Because I had went to my doctor, and the doctor says, well, Mrs. Reeves, are you having hot flashes? I mean, and it's like, yeah, I am. What are your symptoms? Are you running a fever? And I kind of joke, and I say, well, I can't tell between the hot flashes. Am I actually sick? So, that's another thing. The gift that keeps on giving, hot flashes, yay, right? But anyway, I try to be positive about it because, hey, why cry about it, right? Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear it, So I just feel like it's better to be, hopeful than dreadful. This Hashimoto's has affected my skin, and I'll post a picture later what my face looks like without makeup. It is so splotchy around through here. At first, I thought, do I have rosacea? Do I have psoriasis, which that runs in my family? I'd be outside weed eating, and I'd think, well, geez, I've got poison sumac, poison oak, poison something on my face, which, at the time it made sense. Then I talked to my doctor. Well, can it be my blood pressure medicine making my face sun sensitive? Because a lot of blood pressure medicines will cause your face to break out. So I don't know if it's actually that. So I'll have to see a dermatologist to find out, what's going on. Is it gluten? So I'm in my head playing Dr. Me, right? Dr. Mom, Dr. Mom. And so I'm going through all these things. It's like, good God, what can this be? What can this be? So I've had thyroid problems, like I say, in my 30s, thereabout. Don't know what triggered it. I have a goiter. It's right in through here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's right in through there. Now, the thyroid gland is a butterfly-shaped gland that's right in through here. Okay. And after they have gotten my thyroid under control the very first time when I was in my 30s, I got to stop wearing glasses. I wasn't pre-diabetic anymore. My blood pressure went down to normal. I could actually wear nice clothes. I went from a size 18 to a size 10, which, man, I felt pretty great about myself. And, it affects so much of your life. It triggers depression. And a lot of people suffer from it anyway. And I think everybody suffers from it now and then in their life. My black cat's wanting to get in my lap, and I'm trying to distract her because I'm trying to concentrate on what I'm saying. But the Hashimoto's disease, which I have been diagnosed with now, and they're trying to get me on a regimen of Synthroid. It's the generic Synthroid medicine to see if they can get it jump started, because they said my body is making antibodies that is attacking my cells. So I suffer from chronic fatigue, leg cramps, body aches, and family. I even had one in my family to actually suggest that I was a hypochondriac. This is very real. I could go to the grocery store, be out for an hour, and have to come back home after I put the groceries up and just absolutely take a 3-hour nap. I kid you not. This is how severe this gets. Most people get 6 hours of sleep. There's some nights that I get 10 hours or better, including naps. There's Miss Betty. She had to make her presence. Hi, Miss Betty. Bye, Miss Betty. But this is a very serious disease. So they have to do blood work up every 6 months. Some of the tests I would suggest that they do. Here's some of the testing they've done on me, and I've got my old paperwork from back in 98. No, Miss Betty, come on now. And they did a full body workup, a full, I guess, blood panel you would call it. They checked the the thyroid testing. Okay, they did the T3, T4, T7, which I had never heard of, and TSH. Okay, and I'll tell you some of my old levels from back then. Okay, my T3 was a 26.8. That this test was done in my 30s. Okay, and then the T4 was a 8.1. Okay, now if anybody's going through thyroid issues, you'll know what I'm talking about, the levels. And then my TSH level was a 2.17. And then they've got H, looks like 9.96. Don't know what that means. That's the TSH. So it was 99.6 on the TSH, on the testing. But the triglycerides was H38.9. And then the cholesterol, my cholesterol level was, not good. It was high. It was 243. Okay. And they did the sodium test, the potassium test, the chloride test, the carbon dioxide. I mean, they did, like I say, a whole gamut of tests. Now, this was back when I was in my middle 30s. Okay. Now, they did the testing. My doctor, she did I have a thyroid goiter, which is a nodule. They did a biopsy a couple months back, I think in February or March, and they did a antibody TSH antibody testing. They also did an antibody triglycerin, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm not quite sure. And then they did antibody something else. But they did the TSH testing and the T4 testing. And they told me, I just got my current results of my TSH testing, and it was pretty high. It was 547. So I have leg spasms, leg cramps, like Charlie horses, just below my knees. I have body aches, and it's just excruciating what you go through. But find you a doctor that will listen to you. Now, this is going to take time for it to get back on level. It's all I can do to do my daily housework. And this is how severe this affects you. I mean, it just makes you exhausted doing, just simple housework. And see, this is not me. I'm usually out in the yard cutting the grass and planting flowers. I'm usually outdoorsy. I mean, this is who I was, but it is so debilitating. It stops your life. But I know that there's hope and there's help. If you're suffering from any of these symptoms, chronic fatigue, muscle aches, weight gain, where you just absolutely, no matter what you do, you diet, you exercise. Now, I don't do running because of my weight and stuff. But I do exercise. I do walk every day. Sometimes I can get a mile in. Sometimes it don't happen. But exercise, I do keep very active. But keep checking with your doctor, because my regular doctor, she's a decent general doctor, but at the same time, I felt like she was being a bit dismissive. And I looked at her and I said, look, my mother had thyroid issues. My aunt has had it. It runs in my family. And I need help to get this weight off. I need help to get back to where, I was, because I can't live like this. I'm 53 and it's horrendous. It's all I can do to do what I normally need to do: washing clothes, taking care of the household, taking care of my husband. And, it interferes with your quality of living. And my advice would be to anybody going through any of these type of symptoms: go to your doctor, get them to do a blood workup. And now this will take a while, because I know this is going to take me probably a good while where they get my medicine dialed in, whether it's actually working. And this thyroid problems, it messes with your, if you will, your body. Your body like has a thermostat, to put it in simple terms, and it's your thyroid gland. Like if you were air conditioner, that would be your thermostat control. Well, mine's all out of whack. I'm freezing when I shouldn't be. I'm hot when I shouldn't be. There is no normalization. It affects your moods, mood swings, I would say, and going through menopause. Yay, that doesn't help matters either. So get your levels checked. Take your health seriously, because you are important. And I just wanted to share my personal views, my journey. I'll probably do some more videos on this, because I think this is an important thing to be talking about. I don't know everything about Hashimoto's, but you can look it up. My one doctor in Florida, when I was going through my testing, when my daughter was 2 years old, this was back in '95, they wanted to take my thyroid out. So I said, well, let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. You know what I mean? Let's see if we can do other things. So they got me on the correct dosage of Synthroid, and I began to lose weight. I lost 65 pounds. It took a year. It went super slowly. I started feeling so much better about myself. It when this thyroid problems start, you might notice, God, I'm getting forgetful, because I started really noticing it the last 10 years. And it's like, am I getting Alzheimer's? What is going on with me? I was forgetting stuff. Somebody would say something to me, and it's like I'm nodding, and it's like I'm not actually absorbing what they're saying. I can't deal with stress like I used to. Things really upset me easily, so I try to stay away from drama, especially with YouTube, right? But anyway, it affects every aspect of your life, and your quality of life. So I'm going to think about doing some more videos. I've got to go back the 3rd of October back to my endocrinologist. Sorry if I butchered the word, but oh well. My doctor, Dr. Asbury, she's been kind enough. She takes me seriously what I'm talking about. The fears I have, because I told my regular doctor, Dr. Finn, that I just didn't want to die of a sudden heart attack like my mother. My mother was 69, and she had high blood pressure. She had type 2 diabetes. That's another thing. This Hashimoto's triggers, in my opinion. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a housewife, and just someone that is telling what's going on in their life. I'm just doing my personal struggle, my personal journey with this, because it's not easy to go through this. Because a lot of people don't get it. They don't understand. They think you're just a big cat. Well, you need to push away from the table. Oh, you need to do this. You need to do that. Oh my God, you're getting fat. And people can really be cruel. And I know I've said this a minute ago and I'm repeating it. So be it. But I just think it needs to be said. When you see somebody obese, please be compassionate to watch your words and not be judgmental, because people judge me. Oh my God, Carla, I remember when you were 16, you were 110 pounds soaking wet. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Right? And people can really be cruel. And my mother used to always say, Carla, if you don't have anything good to say, keep your mouth shut. Try to be empathetic with other people, because weight issues are very personal to a person, whether it be a guy or gal. Okay, mainly women, but men, they have issues too. Also, there's hypothyroidism. There is there's where your thyroid is underactive and it's overactive. There's Graves' disease goes with this. This is one of the thyroid issues. Now I have a girlfriend back from high school. We used to go horseback riding up until I guess 20 years ago, and we lost touch. And she was a little bitty. She was a size 2, Angela. And it's like, man, I envied her, because she could sit down and she could eat 6 Big Macs. And it's like, little bit, where are you putting all of that? She was a size 2. She could eat and eat and eat and eat. And it's like she had a tapeworm or something. And we had kind of teased her, but she told me, she says, Carla, I hate it when people say stuff like that to me, because it bothers me that I can't gain weight. She could eat and she can eat. And so you have the spectrum of that on one end, you're obese. On the other end of it, you're underweight. So she tried all her life to gain weight. And even after she had all her kids, it was like, nope, she couldn't gain weight. Hi, Midna. Hello. My little cat Midna may walk in front of the camera. Oh, don't bump it, baby. Don't bump it. And anyway, she couldn't gain weight. So me, I was on the other end of it. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Don't knock that over. Anyway, it's very it's a hard disease to deal with, but I plan to get it taken care of. And there's many different ways of fixing this problem. With medication, there's all sorts of medication. So it just takes time. So if you're going through Hashimoto's or any thyroid disease, Graves' disease, where your eyes look like they're really bulging out. Now my niece, my twin sister's daughter, she has Graves' disease. And she's a little tiny thing. I don't know if that's normal with her, but her mama, my twin sister, she was tiny when we were kids. I mean, she's a little toothpick. And then after she started having her kids, she blossomed out too. So now she's bigger than I am. So I'm doing my best to get this weight issue under control. And if you see someone overweight and they're going through some struggles that you don't know what they're going through, be compassionate, because it's not always about how much you engorge yourself or glutton yourself when you're eating. There's underlying problems. And with that, with the thyroid issues, it has raised my blood pressure, and which is not a good thing at all, especially because my mother died of a sudden heart attack and my father died at 52 of a heart attack. So I take my health very seriously, and you should too. No matter if everybody in your family thinks you're a hypochondriac, you go to every doctor you can to find somebody to listen to you. And it took me talking to my doctor here. She's a very pleasant lady. And I just felt like she was dismissive. She would run the T3 and T4. Well, honey, your thyroid, it's not working, so let's just do this. And so she put me on, now I'm on 50 milligrams of my Synthroid, but it's the generic. And it doesn't seem to be working yet. She first had me on, first of the year, I was on 20, I believe 20 milligrams of the thyroid medicine. So still not there yet. So I'm up to 50 now. And in a week or so, next Wednesday, I'll be going back to my other doctor. Let's call her the thyroid doctor. It would be easier for me. But this is a very personal struggle for me. It affects me in a lot of ways, and I guess you guys have noticed that I haven't been on very many of Mondays with Mom, Kentucky Rangers channel. But it's due to what's going on with my health. So I'm trying to take care of that right now. So I've not abandoned Kentucky Ranger. I still enjoy doing the Mondays with Mom and the crates videos. It's just I haven't been well in a very, very long time. And so right now I have to take care of me. And I hate that I have health problems, but I feel like I've got to take care of me right now. And if anybody's going through any of the things that I've talked about, feel free to bring it up in the comments. I appreciate your comments, maybe suggestions. So I'm just learning with everybody else what's going on. And I've tried many, many diets, the paleo diet, the chicken diet, just the fish diet, the watermelon diet. I mean, diet. So I'm trying to get my health back and live life to the fullest. And I know many of you struggle with weight issues. And a lot of times it's not just as simple as just pushing away from the table. There could be a very serious underlying problem. And I've been reading about thyroid issues here on YouTube. And, you don't want your thyroid issues to get really out of control, because it could be life threatening, because you need your thyroid and you need your health. But anyway, I hope this has been informative. I don't know really what more to say, except for as I gain more knowledge of the Hashimoto's thyroid problems, I will inform you guys what I learn and give you updates on my health. But that's why I haven't really been live streaming a lot lately. And I do still anticipate my book coming out, Bruises from Within, so any day. I hope soon. Can't be soon enough, but it's a book about domestic violence, Bruises from Within. It's my personal story of survival of domestic violence. But not giving up on my health, not giving up on me. And you shouldn't give up on yourself either. So I'm hoping this video has helped you. Leave me a kind comment if you would. Anything that you want to talk about with Hashimoto's, I'm game. I'm open for suggestions. So anyway, I'll let you know with how my health goes, how my weight goes. Right now, I'm still at the same weight, 210. Ugh. So anyway, yeah, I know I got a big butt, and I cannot lie, right? But anyway, take your health serious because there is hope out there. There is help with doctors. You just have to sometimes persevere through it and weed through the doctors and find a doctor that will take you seriously. So don't give up just because you find a handful of doctors that are a bit dismissive. It's okay. You can still find somebody that will check you out. But like I say, with Hashimoto's, it's a bad disease because it's not like cancer or anything like that. You really can't see it, and it's you're in chronic physical pain, muscle aches. You just feel like if you were a battery, you'd be drained all the time. That's what I feel like. And a lot of people just don't understand it. So if you have somebody going through thyroid issues, it takes time to get the medicine dialed in to your particular needs because certain medicines help in certain ways. But, keep up the faith, keep up the prayers, keep me in your prayers, and I will keep you updated. God bless, and thank you for watching. Much love, everybody. Have a great day.